So for today, I'm going to take you through and briefly touch on some of the challenges that we're currently seeing around the industry for collaboration within design teams. I'll explain what a common data environment is and how document management works in it. We'll see how the Autodesk Construction Cloud and Autodesk Docs are a great example of this solution. We will focus on the capabilities of Autodesk Docs for enabling design collaboration within AutoCAD and empowering designers to leverage file storage on the cloud. At the end, as I mentioned, we'll have some time to answer any questions you might have. A very common setup for offices is to have a local server or multiple servers for all data management and storage. These servers are also accessed by field collaborators and remote team members, generating VPN tunnels. While these configurations tend to work reasonably well, we might run into some connectivity issues from time to time, not to mention lagging and bottlenecks caused by simultaneous demanding requests from multiple users to the servers. A common data environment, or simply CDE, is a digital hub where information comes together as part of a typical building information modeling project workflow. The Autodesk Construction Cloud provides a common data environment and single source of truth for project documentation of all types. The most accurate, up-to-date information is easily accessible for all project partners that need to be involved across all departments, field or office, internal or external. This is all one unified environment for your project data. Autodesk Construction Cloud is very similar to widely available document collaboration tools. What makes it an industry-preferred solution is that the Autodesk Construction Cloud can host and view more than 80 different types of files, including, of course, DWGs and RBTs from within the platform. In addition, users can leverage other tools on the ACC to enhance productivity. All project files are stored in servers maintained by Autodesk and allow users to access the data directly instead of VPN connections. This ensures that all project stakeholders are working with the most up-to-date information in real time and with unlimited storage, greatly reducing risk of outdated documentation and faulty connections. The Autodesk Construction Cloud connects data, workflows, and teams throughout the entire building lifecycle, from design to operations across headquarters, office, and job site. The portfolio includes Autodesk BIM Collaborate, Autodesk Build, and Autodesk Takeoff, which are all served and powered by Autodesk Docs on the document management side. Built in a unified platform and common data environment, these modules empower general contractors, specialty trades, designers, and owners to drive better business outcomes. With that, I'll go into a little bit more detail around Autodesk Docs. So let's start with a quick refresher on what Autodesk Docs is. Autodesk Docs enables customers to organize, distribute, and share files on a single connected document management platform. It ensures all team members have access to the same information they need, and it also acts as a team's common data environment and supports document control, things like versioning and approval workflows. Autodesk Docs is the central file repository which stores all project-relevant data and allows reviews directly in the browser without the need of downloading the file and opening it in another platform. Docs is designed to be used with the entire project team, including internal and external stakeholders, and therefore it has a comprehensive access and permission control, which works on a folder basis and allows things like rule-based, company-based, or even individual control of access. We will also take a look at that later on. Any document in the Autodesk Docs CDE is automatically versioned, which also allows the visual comparison of documents in 2D and 3D and to easily follow up on design changes. Office 365 integration allows the direct viewing and editing of Microsoft Office documents in the viewer. Review and approval workflows can be fully customized to your own requirements and are easy to set up and use. And finally, issues, markups, and tasks can be set up in a range of 2D and 3D documents throughout the platform and allow for complete project communication. The status of issues can be tracked at any time, and the full communication and history around the issue is directly linked to the issue pinpointed in a plan or in a model. Now, onto the new features available for Docs from our March and May releases of this year. For the files, we have Now, including the description in drop-down values, when uploading files to an NS Enforce folder or validating file names from the holding area, Autodesk Docs members can see the description of their drop-down options, providing additional information for the UI experience. We also have the Revit file upload indicator. Now on the web, members can easily distinguish which Revit files were published from Revit desktop application or which were uploaded from and directly to the web via desktop connector. We can save and rerun search in files. Also on the web, members can save, edit, and rerun search criteria in files. These members can search by keywords. We can add filters, attributes, and other settings, depending on what the search we want to conduct. We can also duplicate file naming scanning. On the web, we can now scan our files across different folders within a project to identify which files have duplicate names and attribute values. Once the scan is complete, and a detailed report will populate within the reports tool. We have files into project templates. We can now project administrators and project members that are template members working on a web platform can upload files to project templates. When a new project is created using that template, all files are copied to the new project along with the folder structure. We have improved editing of naming standards. Now, when editing the naming standard values of files, Autodesk Docs members can incrementally batch edit file names with numerical attributes. We also have multi-page PDF navigation improvements. Users can now easily distinguish the number of pages within a multi-page PDF document and navigate between the pages by using the previous next arrows or keyboard shortcuts. We have a new indicator column in the files list view. There is a new indicator column that consolidates all the file-related indicators, such as published to sheets, publicly shared, and synced with Bridge. Some PDF exporting improvements. When exporting PDF files and sheets on the web, users can choose to select or deselect all options, helping to identify and resolve duplicate file names in a project. There's also shared saved searches. Project administrators can now share a saved search to a specific project members, roles, or companies, improving standardization amongst all project members when searching. And last but not least, we also have search within deleted files and folders. Now on the web platform, users can search and filter specific files and folders that have been previously deleted in their deleted items to easily restore these documents. We also have some new features on the markups and reviews side. So first on the markups, we had copy and paste. Users can now use keyboard shortcuts or menu options to copy and paste standard and photo markups in a sheet and 2D file. Users can choose to copy and paste onto the same sheet or copy from one sheet and paste to a different one in the project. We also have some polygon improvements. Users can experience an improved polygon and polyline editing workflow with the new ability to add and remove vertices simply by double-clicking on a line to add a vertex and double-clicking on a vertex circle to remove. There's also been some changes now. Instead of adding links, we say adding references. So this idea was just to facilitate finding the documents that we've referenced or linked to a previous review or perhaps an issue. Also, if we move to the reviews, the new features, we have copy markups with approved files. Within a review, project admins can choose to have markups copied alongside approved files. We also have now the ability to export files directly from a review. Autodesk Docs users who have download permission can select and export PDF files from a review and include markups with the export. And we also have the improved copy error handling. When submitting and copying a final review in Docs, a new error handling workflow is in place for failed copied files. In the Submit Review pop-up model and in the Close Review window, members can receive an error message to pre-check the permission level of the approver for the selected folder or to see if the file is locked before publishing. Now we're going to move on to AutoCAD. So as you know, AutoCAD is a computer-aided design software that is used for precise 2D and 3D drafting, design and modeling with solids, surfaces, mesh objects, documentation features, and more. It includes features to automate tasks and increase productivity, such as comparing drawings, counting, adding objects, and creating tables. It also comes with 7 industry-specific toolsets for electrical design, plant design, architectural layout drawings, mechanical design, 3D mapping, adding scan images, and converting raster images. AutoCAD enables users to create, edit, and annotate drawings via desktop, web, and now also mobile devices. The new features included with AutoCAD 2024 are within 3 major categories. First, we have Insight with Activity Insights, which allows us to track events whenever a drawing file is open and being worked on in AutoCAD. It can also track some events outside AutoCAD, such as a drawing rename or copy in Windows Explorer. We also have My Insights Macro Advisor and Dashboard. This is an enhancement to the tool originally released with AutoCAD 2023, and it provides valuable information at the right time to assist with steps and repetitive tasks that you can automate. In the machine learning category, we have Smart Blocks Placement. This new Smart Block functionality can offer placement suggestions based on where you've placed that block before in the drawing. If you look at your screen, that's the feature that we're showcasing here. We also have Smart Blocks Replacement. Replace one or more blocks by machine learning-based suggestions, recently used blocks, or manual selection. And this will allow you to save a lot of time when you're drafting. We also have the Copy from Trace command, and the new command lets you copy objects from a trace directly into a drawing. We have Markup Import and Markup Assist. This release includes improvements such as update existing text, strike out text, markups with associated PDF text comments, fade markups, selecting markups within a boundary, and instruction text on a markup. In the automation category, we have AutoList, now available for AutoCAD LT and AutoCAD on the web. As you know, List lets you specify points, select objects, enter alphanumeric data at the command line, or provide input via dialog boxes that are created with its companion language, DCL. We also have a Count and Blocks palette. This previously introduced features have performance enhancements. Counting blocks is now 70% faster, and navigating content on the blocks palette is up to 47% faster, thanks to the insight based on frequently used objects. With that, let's dive into the design collaboration process with AutoCAD and Docs. The workflow involves 4 stages: prepare, install, design, and manage. The first stage, the prepare stage, the first steps we have are creating our project, inviting all required members, setting permissions, and creating the main folder structure. In the install stage, for the collaboration process to work seamlessly, it is very important to keep all applications up to date with the latest updates and hotfixes available. For the design stage, once we've started our project and have the latest versions available, we can move forward with our design process, collaborating effortlessly with our teammates. And in the manage stage, as our project develops, we can leverage the tools available in Autodesk Docs to communicate changes, track issues, and send the most updated information in real time to all project stakeholders. We will explore each stage in depth, starting with preparation. For preparing our project, we're going to dive into project creation, project administration, and user permissions, and last but not least, but most importantly, the folder structure. And we're going to take a look at the demo for this process. So as you can see here, this is the Autodesk Construction Cloud homepage. I'm going to go ahead and create a new project just to show you what the process looks like. I'm going to name it the Bill of Sample project number 2 and just project number. The project number is optional, but you can add it and it'll helps you with organization. The fields that you have to fill out that I require are the ones that have a small asterisk next to them. So I'm going to add an address here. This is a fictional address that we've used before for sample projects. So this will be number 1 Island Drive in Key Biscayne, Florida. I'm just going to choose this one here. And then I can add a time zone, add a starting and ending date. So I'm going to start this project, say it started on May 1st. And I'm going to say it's going to end on June 1st of next year. And we can also add an estimated project value, but keep in mind that this can be changed as your project changes and develops. So this is going to take us automatically to the project administration portal and specifically to the members portal. So as you can see here for myself, I have to activate Autodesk Docs, and I can give myself the role of architect. And as you can see here, I'm a project administrator because I created the project. Now, the next step is we add members. So I'm going to add a couple of my colleagues. I'm going to add Pug Villegas. I'm going to add Jim here as well. And I'm going to add our colleague Roger. And I'm also going to add our consulting services address. So I can choose the company for these members. I'm going to choose the Microsoft Resources Construction Cloud. I can also select between them being project members or project administrators and just make sure that Docs is activated for them. So I can click add. And as you can see, it says that adding members, this may take up to a minute, but if you refresh, they should be in there. So now they're all in there. I can sort them by role and see that the status for them is active. So if I click on consulting services, I can choose an access level and also a role, like a document manager, for example, and make sure that Docs is activated for them. Same happens with my colleague Pook. I can also say that she's a project administrator. And if you can see here, you can add as many members as you need to, and you can add members at any moment during your project. You don't have to do this in the beginning. So now we move to our files, and we're going to create our folder structure for our project. So we click here and we say add subfolder. Please keep in mind that the project files is a default folder that cannot be deleted or renamed, and you just go ahead and create your project structure based out of that folder. So models and drawings is going to be your first one. And I'm going to speed up a little bit here just to show you how we added all the folders that we needed. And now that I have my main 6 folders, I'm going to start adding the last one, number 7 here, which is training and site setup. So now that I have all my folders, I can start to add subfolders. So I'm going to go and add subfolders on the models and drawing files. I'm going to start with the architectural folder, also add a structural. So here's where my files, my drawing files are going to live, my DWG files. So I'm going to say MEP and just the usual civil folder. And I'm also going to do a folder for data and communications, which is now a discipline that we have added to most of our projects. So we have data and communication. And you can see I have all my subfolders in here. And then next, we're going to see how we do permissions for our folders. So I can simply click on the 3 dots next to my folder and say permission settings, and I can add the members in my project. As you can see, Pook and I are by default here because we're project administrators, but I can add other members. I can add Roger and say that Roger has permission to edit this folder. You can just click add. As you can see here, it updates it automatically. I can also add Jim and say that Jim has permission, let's see, to create. So I click add and Jim is automatically added. Another thing that you can do is on the project files, you can set permissions for everyone at the same time. So you click add and you type everyone, the word everyone. And that includes all project members by default. So you can say everyone has permission, for example, to view. You click add and it is updated automatically. And now we are going to move on to the install stage. As we mentioned earlier, in order for the design collaboration process to work efficiently and adequately, AutoCAD and Desktop Connector must be updated to the latest versions available for all project team members. Additionally, the Autodesk Docs integration is available in AutoCAD 2022 and all subsequent releases, 2023 and 2024. This means that to leverage the most out of this tool, design teams must be using at least AutoCAD 2022. The reason for this is the file locking tool, which is now included and eliminates the need for the previous plugin required in earlier versions. The file locking tool is what alerts other users that a team member is currently working on a file, and thus this file cannot be edited simultaneously. To access the latest versions of your Autodesk products, sign in to manage.autodesk.com with your credentials and select the software you want to update. Aside from AutoCAD, Desktop Connector is an integral part of the collaboration process, and the latest version can also be downloaded from manage.autodesk.com. On your screen, you are now seeing the latest version from AutoCAD 2022, AutoCAD 2023, and AutoCAD 2024, as well as for Desktop Connector. We will now take a few minutes to explain what the Desktop Connector is and the vital function it plays in this design collaboration process. Desktop Connector is the tool that allows you to access and work with your cloud data from your local machine. When you install Desktop Connector, local drives are added as connectors to your Windows File Explorer to enable you to work on files locally. Your cloud project folder and file structures are replicated in the relevant connector for your data source. You can manage files in a connector just as you would in any other folder in File Explorer. Changes made in the connector are automatically synced to the cloud data source. To have a better understanding of Desktop Connector, let's see how it works by initiating the project we previously created on the Autodesk Construction Cloud via Docs. So we're going to take a look here how this works. So we see here the tray, we see the icon for Autodesk Docs and Desktop Connector. We click on the gear icon here and we're going to do select projects. And this is going to open our Construction Cloud account. We're going to choose Microsoft Resources Construction Cloud, and we're going to look for the project that we just created, which is to build a sample project number 2. So we'll click Save, and it says Autodesk Projects Connected, and that projects are getting ready in File Explorer. We click OK. And if we move to our tray now, and click on the Desktop Connector icon, we see that the Build a Sample project number 2 has been added, and then everything is up to date. Now, if we want to see how that looks in our File Explorer, we open the File Explorer and we see we have Autodesk Docs here as an option to choose from. We click on our account and we click on our project files. And we're going to see here that all the folders that we previously created are now accessible through our File Explorer. We click here, we have all of our folders. And as you can see, navigating through the project is as simple as selecting a folder in your computer. So once our project is ongoing, we can review and compare different versions of our published sets, create and track issues. But before we do that, I want to show you that now that we've covered how to create a project and initiate it for collaboration in Desktop Connector, we're going to go over the process of how we upload our files, how we work with this cloud store files in day-to-day tasks, such as using Xrefs, blocks, and the Sheet Set Manager. And we will also see how as we work in our cloud store files, these are automatically saved in our previously determined folder structure. So let's take a look at that demo. So as you can see here, we're back at our folder structure. I've uploaded a template in here. And I can add more files. So I'm going to add a title block just to show you how it works. It says processing, but even though it's processing, I can keep on moving and it will tell me when it's done. See, it's all in version number 1. I have the size, I have the date that it was last updated. So if I go to my architectural folder and click on upload files from my computer, I can choose the files that I want to add. So I'm going to add a couple of these files because we're going to add the rest in a different way. So as you can see here, my files are processing. I click on done and they keep uploading in the background while I can do other tasks. And now that my files are here, I can click on them and view them in one of 2 ways. I can view them in the Docs viewer, which creates a sort of a PDF version of that file, but I can also open this file in AutoCAD Web directly from Docs. So imagine the possibilities of a person in the field opening this file directly in their perhaps tablet or phone. So I go in here into AutoCAD Web. As you can see, I have all the editing capabilities that I have in AutoCAD Desktop. I can click save, and it is automatically saved back. And now if we go back to our files, you can see here it's saving, and it's already on version number 2 because I have saved this file over. So all of this information is automatically available to all project members that have access to these folders and files. Now we're going to see how we upload files directly from our file explorer. So we open our project folder within Autodesk Docs in our computer, and we can simply drag and drop files from our computer into this folder. So I'm going to add a couple more of these files, of the drawing files. So I'm going to add 101, 102, all the way to 202. So I can just simply copy and paste or drag and drop. And these files are going to be uploaded into the cloud automatically. So you're going to see here now in a moment how it changes the icon, meaning that it is already uploaded. And now all my files are now in my folder on the cloud. As you can see here, they're all included. Now we're going to move on to how to open this file from AutoCAD. So AutoCAD 2024 has the Autodesk projects on the left navigation bar. I click on my project, and I have all my folders in here as well. As you can see, the same folders that we created. I have all my files that I just uploaded. And I can open my files directly from here. So I'm going to open this first sheet here. As you can see, it opens and it works the same way as if my file was updated and saved in my computer. I also want to show you how we attach references. So we click on attach. We navigate to the Autodesk Docs folder in our computer. And we just select the file that we want to add as a reference. So in here, I am doing the same process. I'm just navigating to my cloud, through my cloud stored files, and I'm adding a reference. I'm going to add this map here just to show you. Always remember overlay and relative path when you're adding references. This is a good practice. So we add our references just as we would with locally stored files. And as you can see, our reference is here, and it works the same way. Here's loaded, and if you look at the path, it indicates that it is stored in Autodesk Docs. Now we're going to see how we add blocks from the cloud as well. So the process is the same. You just have to do insert, and we're going to say block from libraries. So in my project folders, I also have a folder for block library, which I can click here, block library, add my block, just select my DWG, click open. And this will populate my block palette, and I would just have to select my block and add it, just as I would with any local stored blocks. I can keep doing this for other files because my block library path in the cloud will be automatically saved for me. So now let's take a look at sheet sets. So we open the sheet set manager, and we say we want to do a new sheet set. We're going to do a cloud example sheet set to show you how this works on the cloud. Just click next. And it's now the creation process. So we're going to use the default Imperial sheet set. Just to show you the example, we give it a name. We're just going to do build a project design development. Make sure we have the correct folder path. So we again navigate to our project folder and on Docs, and we select where we want the sheet set file to be stored. So we're going to select the architectural folder for this, select. And now that we're ready, we click next. This is just to make sure that everything is correct, that we have all of our subsets. So we click create, and this will take a few seconds. And now we have our sheet set created on the cloud. Once we're in here, we can do other settings like change the location where we want our sheets to go. So we're going to put our sheets in our sets folder, specifically design development, architectural, we select. Again, all of these locations are in the cloud. We're going to do the same thing for our structural folder. So we navigate to our sets folder and then design development, and we choose structural, select. And now all of our published sheets will go directly to that. So we're going to import some sheets from the drawings that are already uploaded. So we go here, we select the drawings that we want one by one. You see how it's extracting our layouts. So we select the layout, import. And now that has been added to our sheet set, we keep going with other files. We can do 2 or 3 at a time. We're going to do one by one first. Same process, we select the layout. And now I'm just going to speed up to show you how I've added all my sheets already. And I can just, change the sheet number or add a description from here as well from my sheet set manager. Notice how this sheet set manager is for web. You can see it on the left ribbon. And now that I'm comfortable with all my sheet numbers, I can go ahead and publish. So we're going to publish to PDF. Make sure we have the name that we want, the right location for our files, just double checking. We want those to go to our correct folder. So sets and DD, architectural, select. And now that we're ready, we hit publish. It says up there, publish in progress. And now publish succeeded and PDF uploaded. So we now go to our folders and files on the web. And as you can see here, our PDFs have been published as a set, the same sheet set that we were working on. And this was all directly done in the cloud. You see all of our sheets are here. They all look correct. And it also tells us the version, when this was published, who published it, and who updated it, the size of the file, and all of the information that we need. So now I'm going to move on to the manage stage. So once our project is ongoing, we can review and compare different versions of our published sets or sheets, create and track issues, and send documents and information to project members and stakeholders, all within the same common data environment of Autodesk Docs. Let's see how we can leverage these tools in our demo. So in here now, the same folder structure that we've been working with, the set that we just uploaded in here. So if we click on this set, as you can see, we have a very powerful viewer, which allows us to navigate through every sheet. So we're going to choose this one, and we're going to go ahead and create an issue directly from this set that we have just published. So we go to the right and select the issue tool. And we can select the type of issue that we want to create. We're going to do a client feedback. So we're going to click on the sink, and let's say that we want to change the size of the sink. So in description, we do change size. And we can assign a person for this. So we're going to assign my colleague Pook. As you can see here, I can select the date or the due date for this, when it has to be done. And I can even add a root cause or add references, perhaps a photo or a possible change order, depending on the stage of our project. So now that we've done, I can edit and publish these issues just to make sure that every other member of the project can see it. If I click on the activity log, it shows me when this issue was published and by who. And if I go to the issues tab, you see that my issue is already in here. And I have all the information that I need. I can also edit this information if I have to while the issue is being worked on. Another thing that we can do is we can review sets that we published. So we have to create a review for this, but we're going to select our file. But before we do that, once we select my file, you're going to see it's going to ask me to create a approval workflow because I don't have anyone yet. So I'm going to create a new workflow. And from here, I can select if I want it to be a 1-step, a 2-step, or 3-step, or so on. I'm going to select a 2-step. So I'm going to name this a sample 2-step review. So 2-step review sample. I can add the members that I want in this review. So I'm going to add myself. So I'm the initiator. I can add another reviewer. I'm going to add my colleague Pook Villegas. And I'm also going to add Jim as a third reviewer or the consulting services. So I can see here, I can add what my icons are going to look like, my approval message, and I can add any workflow notes. So now that I created my workflow, I can go back to the review tab and create my review for my set that I just published. So I click on my set, and then I choose my 2-step review sample. I give it a name. So this is a review sample. And then I double check I have the right file, and I can add notes and click submit. And it says email notifications will be sent to all the users. I can also add other users once my review has been created. So I can add Roger also. And now my review is open. If I click on it, I can initiate my review. Now Pook will get an email saying that she has to review this document or this set. And then everything that happens in my review, I can look at on my activity log. So if I click on my set, you're going to see that the issue that I created, it's in here as well. So it is carried on with my review. Now we're going to look at transmittals. So we're going to do create a transmittal. Again, we select the file that we want to send. In here, in this case, the same set that we created. We hit create. We add the recipients for this. We're going to add Pook and Roger. We can save. And then we can also edit who can see this. So we can select between if all recipients can see who is being sent this review, this transmittal or not. So we can add a message, DD set transmittal. And once we're happy with our settings, we can click create. And as you can see, transmittal number 1 has been sent. And then an email is sent to the participants. We can also create a report based out of this transmittal or simply download the file as a zip folder. And with that, we conclude today's presentation. We explore how the Autodesk Construction Cloud and Autodesk Docs can enhance and power design, collaboration, and data management for design teams and all project stakeholders. With these tools, plus the reliability we have to come to know and love from AutoCAD, the design process can be effortlessly upgraded to today's workflows and team mobility.